of 1950. Roman Smieja goes to the city council and he's granted permission to buy the property and build a 40 by 60 foot building. By the end of May, he starts the work on it, and by the middle of September, he is finished with his 40 by 60.
This used to be an implement dealer back from 1950 into the 90s. That's how you walk in the door. Got little parts counters. And then a fellow in Royalton bought it. He's going to turn to something else. So we'll come back later on after he gets done renovating and making it into his new establishment. Got the old parts bins. Old things on the door, snappers, farm. There's a basement. We'll go down there. Here's the parts counter. I remember where all the light switches are. Old office. Then you walk from there, then you walk right into the shop. Really nice shop. Has a bathroom. Used to be, you walk through open these two big doors here, and they used to be able to drive tractors up in the front there, so you'd be looking in the front window like a showroom. Was a big old drill press here and a grinder right over there. We'll go down in the basement and check that out. I haven't been in the basement before. Well, there it is. Smells pretty wet down here and nasty. Looks like an alarm system. A big old air compressor. A lot of shelving. Looks like there used to be a window there that went out on the street.
And he starts business right away, and then by the middle of March, he'll do an open house. But we're going to make a side note on this. He wanted to do it sooner. The winter of 1950-51 is horrible. In the middle of March, we have had our 4th blizzard in 17 days. Everything has been closed down because of the snow. So he finally does it at the end of the March, and next door, which now is the Luann's discount liquor store, at that time we had our city hall in there and we had a movie screen. So he was rented out that building and he would show movies of the case implement tractors. And then people could watch the 15-20 minute movie, and then he had hot dogs, cookies, bars, that kind of thing, and people would come back and look at his shop and go back and forth. He ended up getting a couple hundred people, even though it was very cold, very snowy weather. Roman will continue to work the shop until 1997 when he finally retires.
I don't know if those will hold Big Daddy, but we're gonna find out. Doesn't look like nothing's up there. All the old phone numbers on the wall here from all the old places. Used to have tractors parked out here, equipment for sale. Back here in this big shed back here is where they Used to store all the plumbing and heating supplies, because I did plumbing and heating and farm equipment, tractor repair. This was a white dealer back in the 80s. Here's a little back view of the building. A lot of people in Royalton worked here back in the day. We're gonna go inside here and give you a glimpse of this building.
And a side note on Roman. Roman was born in 1922, and he's right here in Royalton. And he was on the fire department for 30 years, fire chief, on and off city council member for most of those years, but very active in the sportsman's club and in the gun club, and he loved Kitchie. Kitchie Lake was his home away from home. Anyone of a certain generation will know of what I speak, that there was a large group of guys that went up there to hunt and fish, and Roman was their official cooker.
You can see this old foundation here. There used to be an old building back here that burnt down in the early 40s. And then when Roman Smieja bought this, he bulldozed the rest of the building down and remains, and he built what is known as Smieja Implement.